Maybe Mr. Iboye can help us answer that question. Onyechere, tell us if they are aliens,
angels,
saints. But be that as it may, the president has talked about his team that he's putting together. You know, we're looking at the character now, the kind of people, before we look at what they should be doing. But Mr. Bello talked about, who are they? Is it possible? Do you think it's possible to find them?
Well, first and foremost, it's important, it's good we are here in this forum discussing President Buhari's yet-to-be cabinet, as far as I'm concerned. And we're about to discuss a program or an agenda for that cabinet, isn't it? And probably why there's a delay in appointing even this cabinet. But I want to assure you that there are things you don't know, or maybe you know about this government. This government is not the regular democratic government you may have known. This government is about one man directing the affairs of this nation. He does not take advice. Unfortunately,
Mr. Onyechere, I'm sorry to butt in, but we have a democracy. Therefore, there are 3 tiers of government. So how can you say that this government is a one-man show? What has happened to the other tiers of government?
It's a one-man show because he has already set an agenda for himself. I wonder what we're going to discuss. We can sit down here from morning till night and discussing agenda for Buhari. But you remember that Buhari has said that he's going to favor the people that voted for him.
We are not discussing agenda for the president.
Yes.
We're discussing the agenda for the cabinet members.
That is what I'm saying. I'm coming to that. What I want to tell you, really clear what
can you focus on the topic?
Hold on. What I'm
We're discussing the agenda for the cabinet members.
Yes.
Who they are, what they should do when they come in. Well, beginning with who they are, I asked a question.
Yes.
Is it possible to find those people in this country?
The people are already everywhere. Even you can be a minister.
It's not about who can be.
We are not in doubt about the personality or integrity of numerous Nigerians who are qualified to be ministers. The issue is that the president was not prepared with any program, apart from his personal agenda. Otherwise, I mean, there are people everywhere. His election was predicated on the premise of urgency. If you remember, they were, hoodwinking and, chasing PDP all over the place. And now you're there for 3 months. We can't hear about you. No proclamations, no pronouncements, no cabinet for 100 days and more. And you're telling me that you're looking for saints. Maybe the saints, maybe he has found. It could take a day to get saints. But the point I'm trying to make is that it's not about getting the proper people. It's about the president not in a hurry to, have people to form opinion or, guide him or even advise him. Otherwise, by now, we should have had a cabinet, and the responsibility of a responsive cabinet is to advise the president and to guide him in his actions and help him to, promulgate his, policies and actions. But, if you allow him, the way we are seeing things, the cabinet may not be formed even in this September. And if they are formed, assuming they are formed, I want them to remember, we'll say what we could, we'll give him agenda. The people is our constitutional responsibility to give them agenda or to tell them what to expect or to even advise them. That is to show goodwill that, we have nothing terribly bad or wrong about this government. But what I want to say is that there is a strong disconnect between the people and governance in this country. Because there is suffering in the land. The Nigerians are suffering a lot. And that is on the premise, like I said, which predicated his coming to government. That's why he was voted into power. So we think there should the major agenda for that for the incoming cabinet is to develop human capital resources to optimize development of human capital resources such that we could ameliorate or totally wipe out poverty in this land. That's what I expect. That's the major thing we should be expecting from any cabinet, any responsible or responsive cabinet of Buhari administration.
So far, the appointments that have been made by the president, can you fault any of them? Can you fault any of them in not politically or ethnically, but can you fault any of them?
I would not ethnicize my opinion because I'm looking at a Nigerian project.
Thank you.
As far as I'm concerned, we have passed that stage. I mean, you know where I come from. I'm from the southeast, but I was even born in Lagos and I schooled in the north. So I'm not looking at yeah, but that is true. I'm not looking at
the quintessential Nigeria.
Yes, that's what it is. We're not looking at what he's doing to southeast because it's historical. It's not peculiar to him. The army generals or army officer corps, they love to intimidate and marginalize the Igbos. That I can tell you. So it's not peculiar with, you're not peculiar with Buhari. That is it. Because of the Biafra war, they forget that it's not everybody that supported that Biafra war. So the Buhari's appointments, lopsidedness, is in the public domain. I'm not bothered about that. And I will tell my people not to bemoan it so much. It should have been expected.
So let's get back to you fault any of the appointments.
No, that is what I'm saying. It's in line with what you asked me. If you want to ask me,
not
if
unexpected.
I should say, yes. What do you want me to expect? We expected that he will not appoint, that his appointments will be lopsided. And that's what they are.
Okay.
You understand? He has an agenda, which he has said, which is modernization of government or governance. That's what he's doing, and that's what he's chasing.
Okay.
And we are not surprised.
Let me come back to Mr. Falabi. Mr. Falabi, there have been these kinds of comments about the president's appointments so far.
Yeah.
Yet there is something in the Constitution about federal character.
Correct.
Even though sometimes a lot of Nigerians quarrel with this federal character business, that as long as a man is competent enough to deliver, he deserves to get the job because he's a Nigerian. But of course, in our constitution, being a Nigerian is not enough. There's still the issue of federal character.
Yeah.
So in the coming appointments, do you expect to see federal character?
Well, thank you very much. One thing that I personally believe will bring about rapid progress and success for any institution, organization is objectivity. What are we about as a nation? Who are we? What are we interested in? Why are we existing as a nation? What's our ambition? I think any nation, the priority should be about the people. Laws are put in place to help achieve the purpose of taking care of the people. Norms are brought about. Ethics, all kinds of policies are put in place not for the policies itself or themselves, but for the people. Everything put in place is supposed to be for the everyday Nigerian. That's what I believe. Now, every time we talk or we share our views, and it appears as though we are biased in areas of tribe, ethnicity, and all that, one begins to look for the essence of our existing together as Nigerians. We have a president that came into power when this country was looking at it from every angle, from every aspect, in crisis. We had a very escalated degree of killings. There was terrorism. This is something that is very far and alien to us. It was there. People were dying and getting killed almost every day. It was there. And insecurity and corruption, everything was just, if you permit to use the word, crazy. And this man assumed office with a promise and a commitment to help Nigerians come out of all those crises and move forward as a nation. Like I said earlier.
That's his very undoing.
Now, when you're coming into an office, you must have a reason and a purpose for wanting to assume that office. And he made a promise he was going to do that. And like I said earlier, when you assume an office, everybody expects you, especially when there's so much waiting for a miracle. People expect you to come and say, abracadabra, presto, and everything is changing.
Yeah.
It is impossible to inherit this kind of office. 170 million people, 3 tiers of government, federal, state, local government, people that have been divided along lines of religion, ethnicity, and all kinds of stuff, all kinds of propaganda, all kinds of lies out there. He assumes office and it's just 100 days. Now, I can mention over 50 different appointments and decisions and activities that this particular leadership have put in place in the last 100 days. Critical is that on the 32nd day of his assuming office, he put in place or he inaugurated a National Economic Council. It is not him making a decision about our economic policies. There's a council in place working on that. There's so many other appointments that he's done. He's paid attention to the issue of the crisis in the northeastern part of the country. So many things that have been done to ensure that there's at least a degree of stability. Like I said, you cannot just hit the ground running when the ground is slippery or when the ground is muddy. You take your time so that you don't fall and crash. We are not patient enough. What we need to do right now is to work and think like progressive people. Before you begin to execute anything, there must be a strategy in place. There must be a vision. There must be a mission. It must be well spelled out and articulated. And I think before you can do that effectively, you need to carry out research. It applies in profit-making organizations. It applies in every form of institution. When you have any institution or any body in place, you must have a mission, you must have a vision, you must have an agenda, you must state exactly why you are there and what you want to achieve. And I think strategy should be 70%.
But people have said that he hasn't. He hasn't told us the vision and the mission.
Exactly. And
where are we going?
Before you can begin to, because Nigeria didn't start existing on May 29th. We've been existing for so many years. So it's a part of the challenges that we're facing. So many things have been messed up. So what do? You research every sector, every department. What is the situation on ground? You must understand something. You must diagnose it correctly before you can talk about the solution. Okay. And I think as massive as this country is and as complex as this country is, you must be very careful in ensuring that your feedback from research is the correct answer so that you can prescribe the right kind of solution.